So in this video, we are going to be doing some extra practice in lesson 1.5. And the following problems that we're going to do have to do with the angle addition postulate. And remember, all this postulate tells us is that if you have an angle and there is a ray that cuts through that angle, that the part plus the part equals the whole. The two smaller angles add up to equal the larger angle. So in this picture, if you have this blue angle here and this purple angle here together, they would add, their measures would add to equal the larger orange angle. The part plus the part equals the whole. So we're going to do extra practice on page 26. So please turn there in your student journal. And we're going to start with number 4. So in number 4, they want us to find the measure of angle JKL. And sometimes it might be helpful to highlight or bold what angle you're trying to find. We want to find angle JKL. And some of you might know immediately what to do already, but we're going to use the angle addition postulate to kind of set up an equation here. I know that ray KM cuts through angle JKL, and so I know the part plus the part equals the whole. So I know that the measure of angle JKM must add with the measure of angle MKL to equal the measure of our yellow angle here, the measure of angle JKL. Well, I know the measures of these two smaller angles, so I know that the measure of angle JKL must be equal to 31 plus 85. And when I do 31 plus 85, I see that the measure of angle JKL is 116 degrees. In number 5, they tell us that the larger angle RSU, has a measure of 91 degrees. So this larger angle here has a measure of 91 degrees. And I'm trying to find the measure of angle RST. So again, I can use the angle addition postulate. I know the two smaller angles must add up to equal the larger angle. So I know the measure of angle RST must add with the measure of angle TSU to equal the measure of the larger angle, angle RSU. Well, I don't know the measure of angle RST. I'm trying to find it. The measure of angle TSU is 69 degrees. And the measure of angle RSU, it told us that was 91 degrees. So to find the measure of angle RST, I just need to subtract 69 on both sides. And 91 minus 69 tells me that the measure of angle RST is 22 degrees. All right, I'm going to kind of divide my work up. I kind of ran into number 6. Number 6, it tells us that angle UWX is a straight angle. So that's a vocabulary word we're going to come back to later. It wants us to find the measure of angle UWV and the measure of angle XWV. And remember, I said when you see variables, you're going to be thinking, okay, I've got to write and solve an equation. So we've been using the angle addition postulate. We can use it again because we have two smaller angles that add up to make a larger angle. So if we were going to write this out, I know that angle UWV, the measure of angle UWV must add with the measure of angle XWV to equal the measure of the larger angle, which is a straight angle, angle UWX. And so I have some measures for these angles. So I'm going to go ahead and plug these into my equation. I know that the measure of angle UWV is x plus 20. The measure of angle XWV is x. And I know that those have to add up to equal the measure of angle UWX. And they tell me it's a straight angle. Remember, straight angles, they have a measure of 180 degrees. So I know that x plus 20 plus x must add to equal 180 degrees. You might have been able to start off by writing this equation right from the beginning, and that's fine. You probably, as you do more, won't have to write this out in symbols every time. You'll be able to go right to the equation with your variables. All right, I need to solve this for x. I've got two x's on the same side of my equal sign, so I can combine like terms. X plus x is 2x. 20 tags along. I'm going to subtract 20 on both sides. And then divide both sides by 2. So x is equal to 80. But remember, we're not done. They want us to actually go back and find the measure of angle UWV and angle XWV. So the measure of angle UWV, they tell us it's equal to x plus 20. Well, if x is 80, I can substitute 80 in for x. And 80 plus 20 is 100 degrees. And then the measure of angle XWV is just x degrees. And so x, we said, is 80. So we get 100 degrees and 80 degrees. And that makes sense because if we were to add these together, we get 180, which should be true because the larger angle is a straight angle.